Time for a REITing Supercard video because we just got a ton of WWE Supercard news and announcements today. First off, we got the entire May schedule revealed, which shows all the upcoming events for the month of May, including the debut of a new one that a lot of people have been waiting for. And no, it's not PCC, guys. Forget about PCC, yo. We're better off without it, alright? It's not a returning event, it's something new, and on top of that, a superstar, actually a WWE champion, is making his Supercard debut with a top tier card starting tomorrow, and they're also adding in a brand new section in the game called Collectibles. So, pretty much we got a bunch of stuff to cover, so let's start it off with the debuting superstar, and that's gonna be the current 24/7 champion, and back in the NFL, Rob Gronkowski. So he's actually getting his own card, and that card's gonna be appearing in Supercard starting tomorrow. He's going to be in the game as the Gronkster, as a power and charisma card. Makes sense. A down yellow, so he tags perfectly with Drew McIntyre if you get that card. And he's going to be available through Bounty Breaker, as I like to call it, Booty Breaker. Actually glad that's coming back over the King of Kings pack, because even though Bounty Breaker is near impossible, I still enjoy playing it and giving an attempt every single time. But anyways, the card's actually got its own look compared to the other Booty Breaker cards like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, who look just like the other Royal Rumble event cards. This doesn't have the WrestleMania 36 event look like the RD and RTG and also Giants Unleashed cards do. It's got its own unique look with the bluish brick theme and with his logo right on top of there real big. And it could be because it's Gronk, but I'm thinking they might start doing this for the following Bounty Breakers as well. Switch it up when it comes to the looks, give them their own unique look, kind of like the Last Man Standing cards have their own unique look. And also the Money Bank cards, which, by the way, we got news on that too, some good news. And so yeah, for the Gronk fans, this card's going to be available May 1st to May 4th, so a limited time there to get this. Now on to everything that's going to go down in Supercard in the month of May. They posted this article up titled May Activities, maybe the coolest month of cool stuff yet. So, we're in the warning hours of our spring activities. Your catalogs are filled with pastel cards, and your quest baskets continue to brim with Supercard's unconventional eggs. You learn that even our slithery nightmare cards can be sorta cute when given the opportunity. As we turn the page on April, we prepare to unleash a new set of activities in May. The spirit of competition flows through each week, culminating in the release of a challenge that embraces wits, strength, and endurance in equal measure. We've had some time to think on it. So many aspects will be and feel different, yet the core of seeking someone to champion will remain. Now this is still Supercard we're talking about here, but this speech sounds like something you'd hear out of a medieval movie. But anyways, moving on, our first May activity is a different sort of beast. Starting May 1st, our journey to collect ingredients across the game begins as Omega kicks off. Omega is a little like what would happen if we combined popular fusion and quest promo concepts and then jacked up the scale to new heights. While Omega is active, collect Alpha, Delta, and Omega ingredients, then turn them into rewards like base cards, limited edition cards, and more. But you're not just collecting 8 or 10 of these ingredients, you'll be collecting hundreds. And like our quest, claiming or cashing in your ingredients doesn't require waiting for timers. Just exchange them in the new Collectibles tab starting on May 1st. So this is one of the first things that's completely new coming to the game in May. Basically a combination of quests and fusion. You gotta collect some ingredients, but at the same time, you don't have a timer. So unlike a fusion, you don't get the ingredients, put them in, and then you gotta wait, 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever. There is no timer. Once you collect the ingredients, you can go ahead and get those limited edition cards or the base cards or whatever the rewards are. Now they then go on to reveal where you can get these collectibles, and here it is. The places you'll be able to find collectibles are as follows: daily login packs, Money the Bank store, Giants Unleashed rewards, some store packs, PvP rewards starting on May 5th. So 5 ways right there, 4 of which are free to play. The store packs I'm assuming are going to be for credits, which I guess if there are not too many credits, you could get them via the free credits. But anyways, on top of that, they followed that up by saying up to 200 alphas and 75 deltas can be pulled on draft boards per day. So you can also get some of these ingredients through the draft board, but keep in mind, the ingredients aren't just alphas and deltas. It's Alpha, Delta, and Omega ingredients. So what it looks like is you can get Alphas and Deltas from the draft boards, 200 Alphas and 75 Deltas per day, but it looks like the Omega ingredients are going to be locked in or exclusive to the login packs, the Money in the Bank store, Giants Unleashed rewards packs, and PvP rewards, aka you're going to be able to get them with league points. Now before I move on to the other news real quick, here's what I think about this. The fact that there is no timer. Once you get the ingredients, you get the reward right away off the Collectibles tab. I like that. The fact that 5 out of the 6 ways to get these ingredients are free-to-play methods, I like that as well. That's a good thing. But the amount of ingredients needed, that's a lot. They didn't even say 100, they said hundreds. And then when it comes to the rewards, it follows the same system, it seems, as the recent fusions, where it's a chance of getting limited edition cards, because they go from base cards, limited edition cards, and more. So what's definitely going to determine whether people like this or not is going to be how easy or how hard it is to get the ingredients, and then the drop rates for the rewards. Because if it's really hard to get the ingredients and it takes some time, and then for the rewards you keep on getting low tier base cards, then obviously people aren't going to like it. But if it's fairly easy to get the ingredients, I think people are going to like it. Or even if it's not that easy, but this thing like lasts the entire month of May and it kind of becomes like a background thing where you're just playing Supercard events as usual and you're collecting ingredients in the background, and then you notice, oh, all of a sudden, hey, I've got enough ingredients, let me go ahead and redeem that in the Collectibles tab. I think people are going to be fine with that as well. But now moving on, Collectibles isn't the only new thing. They then continue on to say, also, starting May 1st, we're celebrating one of the most acrobatic and exhilarating displays of skill in the WWE Money in the Bank. We're two-timing contract rewards in Money in the Bank mode throughout all of May, and we're releasing Legacy Money in the Bank cards for the first time. Keep an eye out for those in the contract store. Alright, now this is good, and I would actually prefer it to be two-time the entire time. I feel like that's the way it should be, either that or reduce the amount of contracts needed to get the Money in the Bank cards, because right now, I know I'm not the only one that feels this, but it takes a ton of contracts, way too many contracts to get Money in the Bank cards. And now that you can fortify them, that's a ton of contracts to get. But yeah, with the doubling of the contracts and Collectibles being in the Money in the Bank store, I think we're gonna see more people play Money in the Bank this month than any other month. And then finally, later in the month, the spirit of competition truly heats up. We'll share a lot more info about, once again, Redacted before it hits. In the meanwhile, here's the event schedule. So April 30th, last man standing, we know that, it's on today. But going on to May 7th, we get the debut of the Women's Giants Unleashed event. So on Twitter, they had replied to somebody who had asked for a women's event, saying, okay, we'll do one next week. I'm sure that was a plan anyways, but yeah, finally we get the Women's Giants Unleashed. So now's the time to upgrade that Women's Giants Unleashed deck. If you haven't yet, go ahead, level up your women's card, pro them, do whatever you gotta do to improve that deck. And before the new people go in the comment section and say, hey, you don't need to have a WrestleMania 36 Giants Unleashed deck to get the WrestleMania 36 card, I know, but it helps. It gets you more point by having a stronger deck. But anyways, about the Women's Giants Unleashed card, somebody in the comments section was like, oh, I think the next women's event could be Nia Jax or Sasha Banks. And I kind of agree with that. I was like, I think you're onto something with Nia Jax, because she just returned, so I could totally see the Women's Giants Unleashed card be Nia Jax. I could also see it being Charlotte, or, like he said, potentially Sasha Banks. My prediction, Nia Jax, and if it's not Nia Jax, I'm thinking maybe Charlotte. Anyways, May 14th, Road to Glory, and then May 21st, Redacted. Now, here's the thing, man, this time it doesn't even say what type of event, it just says Redacted. Last time it told us, hey, it's a Giants Unleashed with Redacted. And keep in mind, they said we'll share a lot more info about Redacted before it hits. And if this was just an event that we've already played, if it was a ring domination, then why would they need to share more info before it hits? So this sounds like it might be a brand new event. So this is interesting, and watch people go, oh, PCC's coming back. It always somehow goes back to PCC. Whenever there's something that can relate to PCC, always goes back to it. But yeah, from the wording, I'm thinking it's a new event, and I hope it's a new event and not something that we've played before. So please, no PCC or Roadblock. And then May 28th, it's another Giants Unleashed, except this time looks like it's going to be a male's Giants Unleashed, which I'm perfectly fine with. Giants Unleashed is personally my favorite event in the game. And now I just realized I've got less than an hour to get my Wild Wednesday pack, so I'm gonna get it real quick. Okay, thankfully got it on time. Let's go ahead, open this Wild Wednesday pack up, and see what it holds, man. WrestleMania 36 might be yes, no, yes, 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 and no.